One Gravel Nation, we're there again on the station, about to exchange some communication. You don't know, we promised you the K in Lecat, which is Cairo, and he's here today. So well done, Cairo, for showing up for your part of the episode. Are you happy to go ahead, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. But before we go any further, Gravel Nation, as you know, I want to know, like, share, subscribe to it, and if you have a friend, we have a friend, tell them about it, not to mention the notification bell, so you can prioritize it, so when we drop the video, you get first choice to see it. And one more thing, we need 500 like, 500 subscribe, same kind of number upon the notify, so you can prioritize and watch it back 500 more time. Look at travel, Caro, let's go.
What was the inspiration starting your own business?
Inspiration to starting my own business is, I just always wanted to be my own boss. I always had that goal, and it's something that I've always wanted to achieve, and wanted to also show my kids. Since I've started having children, I wanted to show my kids that whatever you want in life, all you got to do is just think about it, reach for it, make a move towards it, and it's possible for it to happen. So my inspiration to starting my own business was just so I can be me, and I can put my own flair and my own, thing to whatever it is that I'm doing, and just make my stamp, in this earth, and allow that, to manifest and become, I'm thinking along the lines of, corporate, do you know what I'm saying? Because there's a saying to say that if your dream doesn't scare you, it's not big enough. So I'm dreaming big. So my dream is massive, my dream is wide. So yeah, that's kind of my inspiration for starting my business. I mean, Lily asked a similar question, not the same thing. And obviously everybody, as you know from previous episode, my kids is a major inspiration, but that's kind of the the beginning of the inspiration for me. So yeah, that's why.
How did you set up your business?
How did I set up my business? Well, so I had, obviously, as you guys know, I've got 6 children. So I owned a 7-seater vehicle, and obviously a 7 seats is not big enough. So I find that when we were going on trips and stuff like that, either somebody had to get left, or we were doing something that one of the kids didn't want to do. So we was always traveling without one person due to me having 7 seats, because we can only fit 7 people in it. So I bought an 8-seater vehicle at the time, which is the vehicle that we're currently in right now. I didn't buy it with setting up a business in mind or anything like that. But I was stood inside the window one morning before work, and I was looking at the van outside, and I'm thinking, this vehicle's costing me money every single day. What can I do to jump some money up? And within 5 seconds of me thinking that, the business idea came to mind. And from when that business idea came to mind, I started moving, I started acting, I started looking at business cards, I started looking at the designs, the drawing for my logo. I already had the drawing for the logo, and then I started adding different bits, because it was just a rough sketch, and I started adding different bits to it, put it on a computer screen until I was happy with it, and then get it going. So yeah, that's how I started the business, by looking through my window, looking at the bus outside, what's costing me money, and think, how can I turn it round so that bus is putting money in my pocket, and and my children and my family's pocket, and not me taking money out of my pocket, putting into the actual bus itself. So yeah, that's really how it all started, just from me looking for a window and coming up with an idea. I already had the idea of wanting my own business anyway, but that idea for this particular business came from that particular moment, and then from there I've just kind of built on it, and things just kind of come natural to me. So yeah, that's how I got started.
How do you come up with the words to songs you create?
How do I come up with words to songs? So if you guys, so you don't need to go look on the video them, watch them, like them, share them, tell your friend them about them. So how I came up with the words for the songs is I'm a big music lover. So a lot of songs I know off by heart, mainly, you know, like the early 90s songs, late 90s, 2000 songs. I know a lot of them out of my head. So I've always been a person who's put a spin on songs but never recorded it or anything like that. It was just mess about with friends or mess about in work. So when I started the business, as I said to you, it came to me naturally. So naturally I started coming up with words like traveling, graveling, travel upon the gravel. All them words I came up with, exchanging communication and all them things. I started coming up with them words in my head, and then I just started listening to songs and just using the flow but not the same words. So I just came up with, I just go for a walk, or sometimes I'm just driving and a particular idea or a particular flow will come to me. Sometimes I get the punchline to the song before I actually get the words, and then I just kind of sit down, and sometimes I can make a song in 5 minutes, and then other times it'll take me a day because I'll you know, record it, sing it over, and if it's not right then I'll tweak it, and then I'll keep tweaking it until when, you know, it in my head I think, yeah, that's the right one to put out, and I put it out there. So coming up with the words for the songs is just, like I said, just thinking about it, because I think we're all got some musical, everybody is born with music within them. It's just finding that right thing in order for you to express that music, and obviously making it, you know, what it is. So yeah, definitely that's how I come up with the words for the songs.
What made you want to start making songs?
What made me wanting to start making songs? I wanted to stand out from the crowd, because obviously what I'm doing is not something new. It's not something that's never been done before. It's been going on for a long time. So if I was going to come into this space, I needed to find a way to sell myself to everybody, market myself to everybody. And I don't see anybody else doing songs and making songs that's doing the type of business that I'm doing. So straight away, that idea, I just kind of took it and just run with it, to start making songs. So yeah, I'm making songs because I want to stand out. I want to be different. I want to make my own mark in this business. I want to set my own, you know, pace. And you never know. Others might start doing the same. Others might do it differently. People might not be as inspired as I am. But because this is something that I want to do, and this is my dream, and I believe it's a purpose of mine, coming up with the songs and stuff like that, it's quite easy. So for me, it's quite easy anyway, because I think if you go through all my videos, I think I'm well over 50 songs already on my YouTube channel. So yeah, I just want it to be different. I like to be different. I don't like to. I like to stand out from the crowd. I'm not into what everybody else is into, like even shoes and clothes and stuff like that. I've always been one that's want to have something that's different to everybody else's. And again, I apply that to the business and everything what I'm doing. So that's initially why I wanted to do that. Or what made me do that. It just came to me. It wasn't a plan or anything like that. It just came to me. I started the business and the words started coming to me. I started off first, if you look at my first set of videos, I started off firstly just speaking, and then one day I just, like I said, the words just came out. I think the first one was traveling, panic graveling, traveling, panic graveling. When me a travel panic gravel, me no want stop. And that's why me always cool and relax. So me no bother worry, and me no bother watch. Me no like get stuck in a traffic. So that's why time keeping me always dep on it. When the catch man pull up on your foot, in the catch van, you don't even ready for it. You look on your watch and you push out your head, you say, give me 10 minutes. And that just came from the two words, traveling and graveling. So yeah, again, just them two words made that, 60-second clip.
How do you keep motivated in your line of work and the competitiveness of it?
I keep motivated due to this is more than making money. This is more than me, just getting up and going and driving and taking somebody from one place to a next. So I keep motivated by allowing my surroundings to inspire me. I allow myself to be motivated, not by just positive energy, but I also, if there's a negative energy, I also use that negative energy and flip it and see, and say to myself, well, how can I turn that into a positive? And I just allow every single thing to inspire me. Like, for instance, my job, because I do have a job other than this. I'm currently balancing the two until that time has come. And even from my job, that's inspired me, because before I got into the job that I got into, I had to sit at home and be a stay-at-home dad for 4 years, and that affected me massively. And I always wanted to do a job that I was driving, so I just put it in my head, I want to do a driving job. I didn't know what the driving job was. I actually went to do this taxiing thing 2 or 3 years prior, but totally forgot about the day I had for the induction at the college, and I missed it. And I never went back for it up until this moment in time. So going back to what I was saying, so in that job, the company has branches all over England, and each time I go to a different city within England, whether it may be Scotland, whether it may be Wales, wherever it may be, there is a branch with that name. And every time I go to a different place, I say to myself, the person who owns this company is no longer here, but his name lives on. And that inspired me. That inspired me to want to do something that would allow my name to live on. So when I say it's more than just money to me, it's far greater than just money to me. It's something that I want my name to live on and live on and live on, and that's why I would love for my kids to carry on the business and encourage their kids to carry on the business, and vice versa with them. So yeah, that's how I do that.
How did you set up your business?
It was a bit of a mismatch setting up the business, to be honest with you, because as I said to you, I just looked at the boss and thought to myself, how can I allow that boss to put money in my pocket rather than taking money out of my pocket? And when I started with the business cards, at first I didn't originally like the business cards that I printed. The design, I didn't originally like the design at first, but I couldn't find another design at the time that suited me and what I wanted to do, and nothing that jumped out of the screen at me to say, yeah, this is the one. I just kind of went with the best one I thought at the time. So I went with that, started handing them out and started doing different things, and then different ideas just start coming to me about setting up the business. So getting my name out there was one of the main things, hence why I jumped straight onto social media. Then I started looking at the legalities of it. What legal stuff do I need? What licensing do I need? And all them kind of stuff. So I started inquiring, I started asking questions, I started seeking information, whether it's from the internet, whether it's through friends, because I've got quite a few friends that does this type of job. And I just started seeking ideas from them, not using the same exact ideas they give me, but just taking bits out of each of them, and then just came up with my own kind of formula and my own business plan going forward. So yeah, like I said, setting up the business was a bit of a mismatch, but now everything is, I've got tunnel vision on what I want, I know what I want, and I'm not willing to settle for anything else. So I'm going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing to get in that business, and obviously for the kids also to be inspired and just just know that whatever you want out of life, just go for it. If you come up with an idea, if you come up with a thought, act upon it, do it. Don't be shy about it. And yeah. So yeah, that's how I started setting up the business. And obviously I'm still learning because business is still fairly new. So I'm learning each and every day. I'm still asking questions. I don't allow myself to be the smartest person in the room, because if you're the smartest person in the room, you're not going to learn anything. And if you're if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You need to find a room where you can learn something from the people in that room, and just learn to be quiet and listen. Because if you're talking too much, you're not going to hear the gems that the people around you are spitting out, because you're too busy listening to your own voice. You understand me? So yeah, that's how the whole business setup started, and now we've got to where we are now, and obviously still going further. There's still a lot of there's still a lot of goals and still a lot of places to get to that I want to get to that I'm not there yet. But of course, everything, it is a process and it is a time, and you have to do things and fail at them and do things for it not to work. But then all you do with that then is just take it, learn from it, and approach it again with a different from a different angle or different aspect of it. So yeah, that's how the business setup worked. Is that all your questions?
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you for being here today, Caro. I really appreciate it. Again, Gravel Nation, thank you for tuning in. So this is episode 4. Yes, episode 5 forwarding next week, where we'll have the first J, which is Josiah. He's currently working on his questions and rewatching the videos, just to make sure we don't have any repeats or anything like that. I mean, we're gonna have questions of similar, but just not the same exact question. So they're currently working on and vetting that. So again, like, share, subscribe to it, and if you have a friend, tell them about it. Not to mention the notification bell, so you can prioritize it. So when we drop the video, you get first choice to see it. And remember the 500 subscribe, and the same kind of number upon the notify, so you can prioritize and watch it back 500 more time. Look at travel. Peace out.